everyone. Just wanted to welcome you to my latest comic book haul. This haul is going to feature all the items and comics that I purchased during New York Comic Con this year. I had a 4-day pass, but unfortunately due to a family commitment, I was only able to go on Thursday, but my oldest son was able to use the 4-day passes and go with a couple of friends, and he had a blast over there. He was sending me all cosplay pictures and everything like that, so, you know, tickets didn't go to waste. I had to cram a lot of stuff into one day, but fortunately I was able to get a lot of the things that I wanted to get there. It was a good day. Got there bright and early. I'm an early riser, as I've said before, so I was there at 6 o'clock. A couple of my main goals there was to visit Mark Brooks' booth there, and he had advertised, I believe it was on his Tumblr account, that he was going to be selling some original artwork there, so I wanted to see if I could pick up a piece there. Also, Snyder and Capullo were also going to be doing a signing at the DC booth, so I wanted to see if I could get a couple of items signed by them. So my morning began at 6 o'clock. I waited around for a while. About 8 o'clock, they let us in, put us into the penned areas. 10 o'clock, when the doors opened, I was able to rush out. I'm going to show you a couple of the variants that I picked up here, and these were just the DC variants that I was able to get. First, I got the New York Comic Con exclusive for Detective Comics number 45. Nice cover there. Also, I picked up the Darkseid Justice League Darkseid War Justice League number 44. If you haven't heard, this is the supposed death of Darkseid in this book. So this is the variant with the black and white cover to it. Nice book. I like the artwork on this. This has been a really good storyline if you haven't read this. And also was able to pick up the Batman and Robin Eternal New York Comic Con variant. 3 nice books. I tell you what, I looked at some of the other variants that I wanted to pick up there. There was a Harley Quinn variant there, and I forgot what the other variant was, and they were banged up. The whole box, I went through a whole box, had rust stains on one side. The other side had a lot of crimping on it. So I just, rather than pick up a damaged book, I just left those books there, and I could probably pick them up on eBay or something along the line. So like I said, as soon as I got in, I made a dash. I was trying to go to Artist Alley because that was the place that Mark Brooks was going to be at, and last year that was the place that they had Snyder and Capullo lining up for their signings. Now, in previous years, when you go there, especially for the DC signings, you didn't need to have a ticket. But Snyder put on his Twitter feed this year that there were going to be ticketed items and the wristbands were going to be given out in the morning. So you had to be there first thing. So I rushed to Artist Alley, and Snyder and Capullo's bands weren't being given out there. They were being given out all the way at the other end of the hall. So it was a wasted effort for me to get down there that quick, except for the fact that I did get to Mark Brooks's booth. And when I got there, I was third online, and people were already there scooping up his artwork. But I was able to get, let me show you this nice pre-production piece of art that he had there. And I mean, this was really, really nice. It's got great pictures of Cyclops in it. And I got this, I'm sorry for the glare, but I got this for a grand total of $50, and then he autographed it for me there. There was a guy in front of me that purchased about $1,000 worth of art within 2 minutes. He took every pre-production piece that he could get his hands on and just bought them all. I was shocked, but I guess I shouldn't be shocked. That's the way it works in this community, in this world. So anyway, after that, I was able to go upstairs, and I was able to stand on the DC line and secure a wristband for Capullo and Snyder, so I was kind of happy. Started walking around the floor, and I found, I'll show you here, I found the Marvel Collector's Corps. They had a booth there, and they had 3 of their boxes that had been previously released for sale for $25 a box. So you could pick either the Ant-Man variant box, you could pick up the one with Miles Morales and Thor, or you could pick up the first one, I believe it was. So being a big Miles Morales fan, I had really wanted this. I was able to pick up the box, and you know, it's been shown before, but you get an exclusive Miles Morales. You get Jane Foster as Lady Thor. You get that exclusive. A t-shirt, an exclusive comic. It's the Thor comic with the Funko Pop on the cover. a Falcon pin, and a patch, I believe it was. So all in all, for $25, well worth it. And at that point, it was time for me to start walking the convention floor. So I start walking around, come across a booth, and the guy's got multitude of books, and he's selling them. They have a big sticker for $10 each. Now I rebagged and boarded everything here, but these books were in really good shape, and they were $10 a piece. But being a negotiating guy, I always am, and I'm always trying to get a better deal. Purchased a bunch of books from him, which I'm going to show you now. I wound up getting the next 7 books, I believe they were, for $7 a piece. And no major significance to these, but they are really nice Spider-Man books that filled my run of, the original series. So I got Amazing Spider-Man 143. It's an appearance by the Cyclone. Really nice picture over here. Nice Scorpion cover there. It's Amazing Spider-Man number 145. Amazing Spider-Man 192. Amazing Spider-Man 193. Again, just nice books. They're in really good shape. Amazing Spider-Man number 196. And then these 2 books I was really happy to pick up because I didn't have them. And that was Supergirl number 1. This is the Michael Turner. I believe this is the variant cover done by him. It's an iconic piece, from a legendary guy who was gone way too soon. A lot of guys talk about this on their websites. Actually, that's how I learned about this, is this YouTube community. And that's how I found out about these Michael Turner Supergirl covers, and been hooked on them ever since. And the other one, and this is another artist who I'm a big fan of, is Stanley Archer. And I found this one here. I mean, that's a great back girl. A little blood on her lip. So $7 a piece. I was very happy to pick these books up. And the reason he gave them to me for $7 was because I also purchased a couple of other books for him. And I'll show you what I got from him. I was able to get Amazing Spider-Man 569. And this is the Adi Granov Venom variant, which is a beautiful book. And the artwork on this, Adi Granov's artwork on this is unbelievable. It's to par with Alex Ross. Also was able to pick up a decent copy of Amazing Spider-Man number 21. And it has an appearance by the Human Torch and the Beetle. I grade this probably a VG+. It's definitely got, some browning issues there, but there's very little issues other than the browning on the edges, on the spine. Corners are really nice. It's got a little bit of an overhang, but I mean, just all in all, for a book of this age, I believe this book came out in 1965. It was a great deal. And the other one that closed the deal for me was this. Excuse me. And that was Fantastic Four number 38. And I believe this is the first appearance as a team of the Frightful Four. Iconic Kirby and Stan Lee book. I mean, you can tell by the early artwork there. Don't get me wrong, this book has a few issues there. There's some tearing along the top staple, but staple's intact, everything's intact, it hasn't popped off. Other than that, book is a nice book. And I got these 3 books for a really good price. So I was pleased with this, and he threw the other books in for $7 because I picked up these higher end books from him. At this point, I continue walking around. There's a couple of guys I've been going for the last 5 years, so there's a couple of dealers that I try to get to every year. I went to one of the guys I go through all the time, and I picked up the next 4 books from him, and I got the next 4 books from him for, I think it was $150. I thought it was a good deal. And it's Amazing Spider-Man number 23. Again, there's some browning to this book, but it's an early Green Goblin appearance. I believe it's like a 3rd appearance, maybe. Some early Ditko. Just a nice book to have. And again, it's helping me complete my Amazing Spider-Man run. So, low number Spider-Mans. I also picked up Amazing Spider-Man number 105. Picked up Amazing Spider-Man number 127. And this was the book that I really wanted out of his lot there, so I picked this up also. Amazing Spider-Man number 135. For those of you that don't know, second appearance of the Punisher. So high-end book, at least a 9.2. Has a little tick right by the staple there, but other than that, spine is really good. Book could benefit from a pressing, but you know, I think this book is going out to get graded. With the announcement of the Punisher coming, I'm sure that book will increase in value. Yeah, the next book that I stopped into was another reputable dealer that I've dealt with on the CGC message boards. All around good guy, and never met him in person, so I just wanted to stop in, pick up a couple books from him, you know, support his booth, and just introduce myself. And that was a guy by the name of Dale Roberts. If you ever get the chance to deal with him, he's on the CGC message board sometimes, does great sales on there. Guy's got great high-end stuff. So I picked up following 2 books from him for approximately $170. And they're just quality books, and that's Amazing Spider-Man number 87. And if you take a look at this, colors are just beautiful and vibrant on this book. Corners are sharp all the way around. You see the black, you know, and black is usually a tough color to keep without getting chipping or spine ticks. But this book presents extremely well. So I purchased this book, and the other book that I purchased from him was this book. And that's Amazing Spider-Man number 47. Great artwork. Great Kraven the Hunter picture right there. Just another extremely high-end book. I grade these books at least 8.0s, maybe more. With a press and everything else, I might get 8.5s out of this. This book literally has no spine ticks to it, which is a rarity when you're dealing with books of this age. So was really happy. I did all of the shopping within like 3 hours span. Then it's time to go stand on line to go get my Snyder and Capullo books signed. And, you know, so I'm with my son and we're standing online. I tell him, you know, go get something to eat, do what you got to do. I'm going to be waiting online for at least an hour. Stand online, and, you know, you just start talking with other comic book people there. All collectors are there. We all have the same type of interests. You know, everybody wants to see what everyone's getting signed. About 12:30ish, 12:45, representative for DC comes out and says that Scott Snyder is running late and won't be here on time for the signing. Greg Capullo will be there, but Snyder will not be there. If you want to wait, there's no guarantee on what time he's coming, but he did state that he would sign all your items. Being that I was on a time restraint, I was kind of bummed. I was hoping to get both of them there at the same time, but I opted to stay online and get Capullo at least, and I would work on getting Snyder somewhere down the line. So the line starts moving, and Capullo's signing away, and everybody's going there. And as you went along, they would tell you they were cutting off your wristband and telling you that once your wristband was cut and you got Capullo, that was it. You know, you got Snyder if he showed up, but you weren't guaranteed. So, you know, at this point, it is what it is. I'm just going to deal with it and take what I can get out of it. You know, I've been doing this long enough to know that, you know, sometimes things are out of your hands. It's, you know, but you make it work for yourself. Guy next to me was like, hey, imagine, I was about 5 people away. And the guy next to me was like, imagine if Snyder shows up now. And I go, yeah, that would be awesome. It would be a home run for me. You know, I'm catching a flight tonight, and I need to get out of here by at least 4 o'clock. I don't want to wait around all day. I want to walk the floor a little more. So I talked to one of the security personnel there, and I was like, you know, where's he at? And they were like, he's stuck in traffic. He says he's on his way. You know, he said he'll sign everything for everybody, but we don't know where he's at. All of a sudden, I swear to God, this actually happened. I hear, I'm right here, and here comes Scott Snyder running by us all. The crowd starts to cheer, and I'm literally 5 people away from him. Now, all the guys that had previously gotten their stuff signed by Capullo tried to come up to the front of the line. Security told them they had to wait. They had to go to the back of the line. So I was one of the first 5 people online, and I got both of my books, you know, both artists to sign my books. These guys couldn't have been more personable with everybody. I mean, I'll show you. I got a Witches #1 signed, and Snyder was explaining to everybody he had video on it and everything. He left the stove on in his house. He had to run back home to go shut off the stove. It was pretty funny. You know, got to talk to Capullo. He's a big metalhead. So I talked a little music there. Just great guys taking pictures with fans, shaking everybody, thanking them for supporting them. You know, what comic guys are supposed to be, what writers and artists are supposed to be doing. So I got this Witches #1 signed by Scott Snyder. I got Batman #43, which I think Bloom is going to be a great character somewhere along the line. So why not get this book signed? I had a double of it. They both signed it right in the perfect spot where I wanted it. I window board my books and I prep them before I take them for signings. I don't know how many of you guys out there do that. If you do, hit me up. If you don't, let me know also. But basically, you get like the colored masking tape, and you take your bag and board, put your book inside of it, mark off with your masking tape where you want the signatures to go. Take the book out and cut out the plastic. And now you created a window, which helps protect the integrity of your book. Certain people, especially left-handers, you might get some smudges. This way your book is protected clearly throughout there. And if you're going to send these books for submitting for grading and everything like that, saves you the hassle of having to get the books pressed, and you get to actually get the signatures placed where you want them. So I was very happy with that. And the last book I got was the Batman mask variant, which I really enjoyed this book. Snyder signed up there in silver, and Capullo unfortunately signed in gold, but I'll take it. It was a good book. I was happy with that, and like I said, happy with the experience. These guys were just total gentlemen. So to end it all off, and this is when stuff is going your way, I walk off, and I told my son I would give him a call when I was done. So I call him up, and I was like, "Hey, what are you doing? I'm done over here. Where are you at?" And he's like, "I'm with my friends." I says, "Okay, where are you at? You want me to meet you?" He goes, "I'm at McFarlane's line." I go, "What are you doing over there?" He goes, "We got online from McFarlane." He goes, "And I got a wristband because he's doing a signing in a little while." I says, "Are you kidding me?" And he's like, "No, Dad, I swear to God." So I says, "All right." So I'll walk over there. I walk over there, and he had picked up a book for McFarlane, who he grew up on, and he truly enjoys his stuff. And I asked him how many items he can get, and they said they told him 2 items. So I says, "I'll be right back. I'm going to go look around." So I went on the hunt, and I was able to get this. And that's Amazing Spider-Man 315, signed by the Todd father. Look at that. How sweet is that? I mean, this made my day. Just to be able to get Snyder, Capullo, and throw it all in with Todd McFarlane. Awesome. It was just a great day. I did really, really well. I with the limited time I had a ball. On a different note, I was just reading a couple of things today, and I just wanted to show you guys some things. If you guys aren't aware of it, if you are, disregard if you're not, and this information helps guys out there in the community, much better. But it was announced today that I believe it's going to be FX is going to be doing a Y the Last Man TV series. If you haven't read this book, you have to read it. Brian K. Vaughan, they just did a phenomenal job on this. It's last man living who has a Y chromosome. All males on the world have died except for him and his pet monkey, who also has the same chromosome. One of the books non-comic books that I first read, and I was enthralled with it. This is #1. Book goes for at least $100 right now, but speculatively wise, this is a good book to pick up. And the other thing that I just saw today, now, and probably most guys have seen it, is that FX is in the works to start drawing up something to bring Moon Knight to, not FX, Netflix is going to be bringing Moon Knight to their community. He fits right in with that whole Defenders cast and the grittiness and darkness. So, although this is not the first appearance of Moon Knight, that would be the Werewolf by Night #32, which I do not own. I believe this is the first time he has a solo story in here. So it's another good speculative book to pick up. Not as expensive as the Werewolf by Night #32, but still a good key book to have for Mark Spector. I think this character would fit perfect within that whole genre of gritty street kind of guys that they're doing with Jessica Jones and the Luke Cage and the Iron Fist stuff. If what they were writing comes to fruition, they were talking about the same way that the Punisher is going to be released as a cameo at the end of the Daredevil series this time, that Moon Knight would be released somewhere along continuity of the storylines in there. So let's see what happens there. I'm kind of excited for that. So sorry for a little bit of a long rant there, guys, but just wanted to present this video to you guys, show you what I found out in New York Comic Con. You know, thanks again to all my subscribers, all my new subscribers. I want to appreciate you guys joining and coming on board. It's a great community. Take a look at some of the other guys that I follow. You've got some great comic book guys out there who know their stuff. I mean, you can learn so much from this community, picking up hot books, and just there's all different type of collectors. You got modern age, you got silver age, you guys that just collect art. I mean, guys that talk about analysis and stuff, and you pick up a lot of tips on this community. So, you know, if you like this video, please hit the like button. If you haven't followed me, hit the follow button. I appreciate it. I'm at about 89 subscribers now, so I'm coming close to that 100. Trying to think of what I'm going to do when I get my 100th subscriber. But until then, I'll talk to you guys soon, all right? Thank you.